This is Tech in the Car, and this is the first 2022 Audi RS3 in the UK. This is a white launch edition Sportback. Now this car is really interesting because there's only 96 launch editions in the UK. You can see this massive front grille, which is all black, glossy black, and in the middle there is a space where there would be a 360 camera, but because this does not have a 360 camera, it's got a plate covering it, which is very interesting. And you can see at the bottom there you have the radar cruise control as well. This launch edition has a wealth of features. So we've got the driver assistance pack, which you'll see when we get in the car. It's got a round steering wheel. We've got the adaptive suspension with drive select, and we've got the comfort and sound pack, which includes the reversing camera and the Bang & Olufsen sound system. We've got a glass panoramic sunroof, a heads-up display. We've got electric front seats, phone box light. We also have the sports exhaust, red brake calipers, and a gloss black finish to various interior and exterior parts. And then we've got a top speed increase to 174 miles an hour. So these are the LED lights. So we've got full LED lights here. These are not the matrix LED lights. These are the standard LED lights. So they still look really good, but they don't have the RS3 displayed in the bottom section when you start the car up. As we move to the side, these are the matte black wheels. These alloy wheels are 19 inches and they're on Pirelli P0 tyres in the UK. And we've got the red brake discs, which look really, really good. Obviously the brake discs are cross-drilled as well. The wheels look really great. I love these alloy wheels. I think they're a huge improvement on the previous generation alloy wheels. And of course, if you get one of the other models like the Vorsprung, that has a graphic design on it. So this car has got quite a high ride height, and that's because it's still on the delivery blocks before they remove them. You can see we got the side vent here where it reduces the air which comes out of the front wheel arch and releases it, so there's less pressure down there, and so it has better performance. And as we come along here, we've got the black sills at the bottom here, which add a sporty look to it. As we move to the back here, you can see it's got a reversing camera. You can see the gloss black design around the bottom of the bumper, and then we've got the sports exhaust with the black glossy diffuser. Now let's have a closer look at the exhaust. So you can see the sports exhaust has a perforated design on the inside, and then we've got two exhaust pipes going to it. Exhaust is not attached to the exhaust pipe, so the surround is not attached. This is different to the previous generation where it was all in one piece. So as we look back here, we can see this launch edition also has silver logos for Audi and RS. On certain models that will be blacked out like the Vorsprung. We've got a little spoiler on the back there with the gloss black surrounds. And as we look over the top, you can just about see the panoramic sunroof. So look how wide these rear arches are. They are really, really wide, and they accentuate the car. And actually, it's really hard to tell even on video how wide they are, but they have this really dynamic look, which is very, very interesting when you look at the car. And you can kind of see the V-shaped lines where the wheel arches, both the front and the back, because they're wider, go into the body, which is very, very interesting to look at and very cool. And then of course at the front here, back to the front, we've of course got the Quattro inspired space underneath the front bonnet, and the front bonnet is very domed. It's got the two lines coming down the middle, which looks very aggressive as well. So from the front here, you can actually see how wide the wheel arches are, and also how far the front side vents stick out as well. So this is a really aggressive looking car. You can see these side lines again. Let's get inside now and have a look. Inside the car, so this is the carbon design to the interior. We've got our infotainment display, and then of course we've got our virtual cockpit in the middle there, and then we've got all the buttons at the side here for the lighting, which you would expect to find. And this has got the round steering wheel because this is a driver assistance loaded Audi car. So we've also got these metal aluminium paddles, which look very good and feel good as well to use. And the steering wheel says RS at the bottom. So I know there's been a lot of contention about the round steering wheel. Unfortunately, it's round if you have the assistance features. In the middle here, we've got these sort of foldable cup holders which you can push up like that to make a space, which is a very interesting design, same as the current Audi A3 models. And then we've got the same little gear stick lever. Now this is interesting. This is the phone box light. So we've got a key wireless charging, and we've got two USB Type-C connectors there. Now this is not available on any other model of the UK trim it's just not included, including the Vorspring. So I think there are issues with the components for that part, and it's only on the launch edition cars, which is a bit of a disappointment if you want to have wireless charging, because this car does have Android Auto wireless and Apple CarPlay wireless. As long as you have the wireless thing to charge it, then that obviously helps a lot. Otherwise you have to plug it in or your phone will run out. This car also has a panoramic glass sunroof above here, so you can see it looks exactly like the previous generation sunroof. There's no changes there to it. And up here we have the emergency call button and the sunroof control, so that's as you would expect. To the back here, there's quite a lot of space in the back. It's just like a normal A3. These seats are really nicely designed, they look very good, and that's the Audi Sport logo. And that is the light which projects onto the ground, which says RS, which looks very cool as well. So I like that a lot. And you close it and you can just see there. Now in the middle here we have our infotainment system. So because this car is a model which is still in transport mode, i.e. it's just been delivered, it's not fully functional, so I can't show you everything. This is the rear light design, so it's got a cool rear light design, and it does a dance as well when you turn it on and up. And then we've got a powered tailgate in the launch edition here, which you can press a button to open, and there is a lot of space back here, just as you would expect, because this is part of the A3 series. And of course powered tailgate, so I can press a button and it will close quite happily without any issue whatsoever. So nice to see a powered tailgate there. Let's have a look at the virtual cockpit. So this car, like I said, has not been removed out of its delivery mode, so there are lots of error messages which won't happen. So when you press the RS button, you get this special RS runway design in the middle, which shows your revs going up. You press the view button and it will change it back there. You got G meter and torque and power on the side. Like I said, ignore the error messages. That's because it's not been taken out of delivery mode yet. That won't happen on the real car when it is fully working, and of course they can turn this mode off and everything will be working as well. So I can't show you the central infotainment system because it is not out of transport mode, but you can see this here as we scroll through the various options on the main virtual cockpit. Now this is the other design that you get. This is the other RS mode, which you get on the other RS cars in the Audi range, which has got the rev counter and it's kind of an upside down L shape. So that is a standard feature of lots of RS models. And just looking in the middle here again, you can see the design of the dashboard. You can see this is how much space there is in the glove compartment, and behind again how much space there is at the back of the car. This is a walk around in a dealership. This is not a full review, but I thought it would be good to see. So these are the options on the side of the infotainment system when you look at it on the virtual cockpit, which lets you scroll through the sport display, the onboard computer, lap time, statistics, acceleration measure, and your reduced display. And you access that by pressing the button on the steering wheel. So it's very, very easy to use and it makes a lot of sense. And if you're familiar with the Audi virtual cockpit, this is something which you're used to and is really easy to understand. Now this is interesting. This is the key for the RS3, and you can see it's a new design key, and it's got an Audi Connect fob with the vehicle identification number in the middle there. But underneath that, this is a big change. This is what allows you to activate the car if your key is not operating, and you tap this card on the door and it opens the door, and then you put it in the middle console and it will start the car. That's the same kind of functionality as using your phone to open the doors, and I'm not clear if that will be coming to the UK yet. Now look at these lines behind the wheel arches. You can quite clearly see there's a really interesting bit of bodywork design going on there, which again is accentuating the wideness of the front wheel arches with that vent behind them and coming through to the front. It's just a really, really dynamic looking car in person. I'm not the biggest fan of the white color, and I'm not the biggest fan of the Sportback. I have ordered a saloon, that's what I want, but you can still appreciate that it's a fantastic looking car. And of course, when the transport blocks, which are keeping the suspension higher, out, it will look even better. Here we go, here's some more close-ups of the bodywork on the side here. Again, very, very interesting to see that vent and to see how the bodywork moves away from the front vent. So I hope you enjoyed this look at the new 2022 Audi RS3, the Sportback. I have a ton of videos already on my channel about the new RS3, all the different models and the trims, talking about all the features it has, including drift mode. So please check that out. The 400 horsepower, 500 Newton meters of torque, 401 horsepower in the US, all that stuff is covered, and the pricing as well. So please check out those videos, please subscribe, and please give this a big like, and there'll be more coming on tech in the car. I can promise you that on the new RS3. Thank you very much.